The next time we see Lee Jung Woo, it's a few days later. The students at school stay out of his way when he walks the hall. They're not just avoidant, they're clearly nervous. But one student approaches Jung Woo in an attempt to be friends. He's a weak-looking guy with a nervous demeanor. He isn't approaching Jung Woo simply because he wants to be friends. Jung Woo doesn't look like he plays a lot of Dragon Quest, to be honest. And this isn't lost on Jung Woo either. He knows why someone like this is approaching him. He tells him outright, "Get stronger on your own." The boy mopes off. But what Jung Woo told him is correct. You need to carry your own weight through life. People can help lighten the load, but no one worth a damn is going to carry you everywhere. They'll be too busy making their own moves. Later on that day, the very same student is being bullied by Tae-han, seemingly just for talking to Jung Woo. It seems his attempt at making a tough friend wasn't only noticed by Jung Woo. Tae-han takes the opportunity to do this while Jung Woo's in the bathroom. However, it isn't long before Jung Woo makes his way back. He just watches along with everyone else, though, silently judging the boy for putting up with it. The idea that not everyone is like him is still a bit too much to process, I suppose. But when something unexpected happens, it changes his mind. The boy begins to cry. But as he does, he speaks up for himself, saying he's sick of this treatment. Even talking back is an act of defiance. He knows that talking back will just make the beating worse, but he just can't take it anymore. This takes Tae-han and Jung Woo by surprise. And as Tae-han prepares to swing a chair at the kid, he's stopped in his tracks, with the classroom door opening with clear aggression. And for him, it's the worst case scenario, as he looks over to find Jung Woo standing in that very doorway. A guy he knows doesn't like him, as well as being a guy he knows he can't beat. That's for damn sure. But behind Tae-han is the main man of the class, Yoon Jong-hyun, watching silently. Is he the one behind this? One would have to assume, since it all happens on his say-so. And as Jung Woo takes control of the situation, he makes note of that as well. However, before anything jumps off, the class bell rings, giving the underlings an excuse not to get their asses whipped. From a window on the third floor, In-bum has a view into that very classroom where Lee Jung Woo just put people on notice. His own underling tries to make a suggestion, but In-bum gives him a swift reminder of the hierarchy for his trouble, and then immediately follows his advice, which the underling notes under his breath. Kim In-bum isn't a benevolent leader. An iron fist is required in the world he's decided to enter. No doubt, he himself has received such lessons once upon a time. A note is being passed among the members of the circle. They'll be gathering tonight. Kim In-bum has decided to move on Lee Jung Woo. Yoon Jong-hyun gets the news and approaches Lee Jung Woo directly as the head of his class, and the head of the first years in total. He and Jung Woo banter back and forth, taunting one another. But Jong-hyun tells Jung Woo that this time he'll be facing Kim In-bum himself, not just the underlings. But this makes no difference to Lee Jung Woo. As the students gather in what looks like a parking garage, In-bum is sitting once again, this time with a fishing rod and a bucket of water, enjoying some leisure time, perhaps trying to seem whimsical and unbothered. Jung Woo didn't come to fish, though. According to him, the only thing Kim In-bum is about to catch is a serious case of hands. Jung Woo is in a stance before In-bum can even stand up. But he tries his hand once again at recruiting Jung Woo. It seems he recognizes his worth. In-bum's recruitment tactics aren't all that unfamiliar. Whether it's gangs or military service, lost young men without any clear view of the future are always easy targets. I know. They tried to recruit me for the Marines several times. And hey, if that's your thing, cool. But me? I only like being told what to do by pretty women. And maybe Jung Woo feels the same, because he isn't buying what Kim In-bum is selling, even though he admits that the man makes some good points. It isn't because he's against the notion. It's because he didn't come here to be recruited. He came here because you keep thinking you can tell him what to do in any manner. Jung Woo isn't going for it. He isn't joining your circle. Things are a little different this time, though. There aren't just more people than there were on the rooftop. There's more arsenal. No, not the football team. Weapons. These students are packed, and every one of them is waiting for In-bum's order. And once he gives it, they move without hesitation. But so does Jung Woo. Jung Woo finds himself in a brawl once again. But it isn't just a brawl. Kim In-bum moves in, and after he pulls something from behind his back, he takes a swipe at Jung Woo and knocks him off his feet as he dodges. Jung Woo is back up and ready to fight in no time. But Kim In-bum points Jung Woo's attention towards his freshly wounded leg. Just beneath his foot, a pool of blood begins to form. The situation has grown much more serious. In-bum notes that there's no such thing as fighting unfairly in the streets. And if you know me, you know I agree. Me and In-bum are on the same page. Jung Woo realizes that In-bum pulling a knife means he must feel backed into a corner. But the reality is, at this moment, Jung Woo is the one backed into a corner. Yun Jung Hyun's expression says he doesn't agree though. He stands back as In-bum gives the command to crush Lee Jung Woo. And as others move in, Jung Woo fends them off. However, his injury is preventing him from fighting properly, and worse yet, he's losing blood. Jung Woo, realizing he needs to escape, shows off his inhuman agility as he drops the student to his knees with a kick to his stomach. Then he uses that same kid as a springboard to hop over the crowd and makes a beeline straight for the exit. In-bum commands them to continue chasing Jung Woo. The chase continues through the night streets. As he runs along, a couple of people appear in his way, forcing him to take a sharp turn into an alleyway rather than lose speed trying to move around them. As he runs along, however, he finds himself being yanked into an alleyway. And as he looks up to see who it is, Yun Jung Hyun is directing others away from Lee Jung Woo. He tells Jung Woo that he didn't think it was right to gang up on one person with weapons, showing a more honorable side than Kim In-bum. Perhaps there's a 2-year gap between them that erased that level of naivety in Kim In-bum. Or maybe he was just never that way. Jung Woo vows to repay Jung Hyun as he exits the scene. Kim In-bum curses his men for letting Jung Woo escape, not knowing that one of them literally let him escape. He assumes that Jung Woo will back down after this and tells Jung Hyun to inform him if and when Lee Jung Woo returns to class. Jung Woo, meanwhile, is forced to take a seat because of the loss of blood. He takes accountability for not considering that Kim In-bum could be armed, quickly learning from the situation, rather than allowing it to shake him in any way. While he sits down in an alleyway, Jung Woo is approached by a young woman wearing a hoodie. She shows concern for him as her friend arrives on the scene. The two women banter back and forth about the situation, but ultimately she decides to help Lee Jung Woo, taking him back to her apartment to bandage him up, while also allowing him to rest there for the night when he passes out. This is foolish, honestly, but also a truly kind thing to do. And if more people were that kind, maybe it wouldn't seem so foolish. But here we are. I'm digressing yet again.